Hey guys, it's Jim here and welcome back to another episode of Would I Rebuy This Guitar? And this is a really strange episode. This guitar is a Fender American Standard Telecaster. The first strange thing about the history of this guitar is where I bought it. It wasn't bought from a music store. I bought this guitar at a Best Buy, if you can believe that or not. Around early 2000 all the way up to the early 2010s, some of the Best Buys across the country had music sections. I'm talking full-on walls of guitars, amps, pedals, an acoustic room. It was pretty serious, and they were really going after that side of the market. Didn't end up working out for them, but worked out for me in this guitar. They didn't realize when a model year ended, it wasn't like cars or anything else. You didn't just blow them out just because a new year was coming in. And this guitar was $499, brand new with a hard case. So without thinking twice when I saw it was a real American Standard. I played it, played good, spent the money and took it home. Now at this point in the timeline, I was still obsessed with Stratocasters. I had four. I had the JV Strat, I had another Japanese guitar that I haven't gotten into yet. I had the Blue Flower Stratocaster, and I had a Sweetwater limited edition Mercedes Blue American Standard, which was a very striking guitar. This Telecaster was going to be my guitar I was going to take gigging out with me, and kind of to just, when I was working on recordings, I wanted something that didn't sound like a Strat, and you know, I'm kind of stupid, clearly. I had four Stratocasters, and I was like, why do they all kind of sound similar? Well, duh. So if we fast forward to when I first moved to California in 2013, I had this guitar with me, and one of the main reasons I went to move out to California in the first place was because my best friend was out there. When we were kids, she and I always had the dream of, for whatever reason, moving to San Diego, California. We were really into Sublime and third wave ska and the like of that, and we thought that that would be a good place for us to end up because we didn't want to be in LA. And she was still there, and she still is to this day. She's a little in the north now, but there was a guy that she had lived with who, his name was Mike Pinto, and you may have heard of him. He's a really well-known kind of singer-songwriter guy, and I got to talking to him. He was still going out on tour and things like that, and I actually let him borrow this guitar pretty much straight away after getting there. I hadn't even had a chance to really bond with it, and this guitar toured the country without me for about, 4 or 5 months. And here's the thing. He's normally a Les Paul player, and once we started to get to talking, he saw how much I like Fenders, and he's just like, I don't have the money, I can't justify it, I'm going out on tour. And I said, well, you know, you're going on tour, you need a second guitar. I let him borrow it. It never left the stand on stage. He did not play it once. So it came back to me in the exact condition that I had given it to him with. But I just thought that was so strange that I lent him that guitar and it was just never used. And shortly after getting the guitar back, I was inspired to give it a chance myself because I felt like it had just gone that whole time without being played. I was joining a new band that was kind of surf rock and a lot of aggressive punk rock in that surf. So I decided to throw in a pair of Seymour Duncan quarter-pounder pickups. The guitar did spit fire. The clean suffered, but man, it screamed. But this is one of those strange cases where I never loved the guitar despite there being not a damn thing wrong with it. It played really well. It stayed in tune fantastic. It looked nice. It was just a typical black Telecaster with a maple pickguard, and maybe that was the undoing for me. It was just kind of straight up Tool. It was excellent. I have no bad things to say about this guitar. I never bonded with it. Maybe there was a reason Mike never picked it up either, and he never really bonded with it. He never went on to go on for Fenders at all, I don't think. Even to this day, I don't think he plays a Fender guitar. I think it's still just a Gibson Les Paul. But yeah, I ended up getting up that Baja 60s Telecaster. And this would be a good example of it doesn't matter where a guitar is made. It doesn't matter how much you paid for it. All that matters is whether or not you bond with it. I immediately bonded with a Baja, and it was very easy for me to get rid of this American Standard. And I know sometimes I have a little bit more background and stories about it, but I've been really playing my Telecaster a lot lately, and somebody had sent me a picture of me with the black one, and I forgot I even owned that guitar. That's how little I really bonded with it and how little it meant to me. I just thought it was interesting, the backstory. I forgot that Best Buy sold guitars. I forgot that I lent that guitar to somebody to go on tour and the guitar was never used. But would I rebuy this guitar? If I was looking for a sheer workhorse guitar to take on tour and it had to be a Telecaster, then yeah, I would. But I mean, with the way the prices are, you can get one of these for $850, $900 if you're patient and you know where to look. And at that point, it's well worth it. And I said this in my American Professional too, and why I sold that guitar. I think that guitar was every bit just as good as this one, and a whole hell of a lot more or less. This one is $700 less used than the American Professional 2 is now, so it's something to consider. And I still think that out of all the American Telecasters outside of the American Vintage Reissues and up, this is as good as you're gonna get. So save the money, get one of these, you're all good. And I know that was pretty bare bones, but yeah, like I said, I had my reasons for bringing it up today. So if you like what I'm doing on this channel, please leave me a like. I do appreciate that. Subscribe if you are enjoying the overall content. We got a lot this week. It's basically Les Paul week. We're going to have the Epiphone all rigged up. I have another Japanese Les Paul that was supposed to be here on Wednesday. It's still not here. We had problems with DHL. It's supposedly going to be here tomorrow. I got a new amp. We're going to have a demo on that. It's the Blackstar Studio 10 6L6. It's sitting next to me, and it's really good. Other than that, I will see you then to check out that amp. Take it easy, you guys.